All right, we are live. We are live. Greetings, everybody. It's a beautiful day. Thank you for tuning in to the Success Scholar Haki Ami. You are broadcast. We are broadcasting live on our Raising Consciousness and Capital page on Facebook, as well as Raising Consciousness and Capital on YouTube, as well as the Teaching Artists Institute page and the Thai TV page, so on YouTube. So thank you for joining us here. I'm Haki Ami, the Success Scholar, and so I have the wonderful, wonderful opportunity to having a lovely discussion that is much needed in the Black community. We're talking about Black male, Black female relationships, as well as Love Camp 2022, as well as 2023, because we got to keep this going. But many of you may not know about the Love Cap, and I must say it's for both couples as well as singles. And so I have two wonderful, phenomenal guests that had the absolute great experience of putting together a conference. I'm not going to call it a conference, it was an experience in Tanzania, and what they will be bringing it back to the USA for those that did not go to Tanzania, but all over the country and internationally. Many were asking, let's do this in the United States. So I have Brother Olamina Stevens
Stevens.
join us, brother, as well as Coach Renee Miller. So thank you, sister, and thank you, brother.
You're most
You well?
welcome.
Well,
All right, all right. So let's get into this. Let's get into this. So, well, first, what is a love camp?
So the Love Camp
Their
is
love camp, yes.
is a powerful opportunity to come together in support of love and your love journey, and to learn and participate with life and love best practices. So it's
Mm,
really all about how do you access love and what does love look like for you, and how do you give and receive love. And we talk about some of the most powerful topics that feed into the discussion and ability to do so.
hmm. Beautiful, beautiful. Yes. No, I appreciate that opening. And so, and brother Olamina, and when you found out about this, well, let me just say, you wrote one book initially, and then you had a follow-up book, and you actually partnered with Dr. Renee. I'm sorry, I gave you a, well, you are a doctor, a
I'll
love
take
doctor,
it. I've been promoted.
but you wrote the foreword to uh, her new book. I'm sorry, your new book. But just share, a little about your first book, and then lead into your next book, if I may, that you wrote, and how it ties into Love Camp.
well, thank you, brother Haki, and it is so good to see you, my sister Renee.
Yeah.
Um,
Indeed. Good to see
yeah,
you, Olamina.
indeed, we need to catch up a little bit. Um, uh, First, giving honor to the Most High, brother Haki. My first book was called The Spirit of Fatherhood.
Mm,
Which was a look into why the role of men are so important in the lives of their children. It looked at how what some of the best practices, how to develop effective co-parenting strategies, what we need to do as men in supporting our women and the mothers of our children, from prenatal to postnatal, and our involvement in that whole process. And it also talked about ways to eradicate fatherlessness. And the joy to write is a journey. But to answer your more important question, my second book was about my second passion, which is loving Black women and
mm,
understanding Black women need to be loved, and why we as Black men need to step up to affirm, to cherish, to see, and how we need to better ourselves in being, and how we show up better in our relationships. So that was the second book about. Was about loving her because, in my opinion, Black women haven't been loved enough.
mm. Indeed, indeed. And so, Sister Renee, and you decided to launch this in Tanzania. last year. So why did you choose Tanzania to launch your love camp?
So the Love Camp was a wonderful opportunity. I had gone to Tanzania the year prior, and so it was a wonderful opportunity to come back and bring the beauty of what I experienced the prior year, from the beautiful landscape, the people, the opportunities, to really do a lot of the things that I had did the year prior. And Olamina was perfect to connect with because he already was in the love space. He's a walking embodiment of male love, and so he came on board and became certified as a love coach. And so he was one of two that got certified in Tanzania. So it was just a perfect location. And I was familiar with Tanzania because I had gone previously with Thai Tours and had a great time the year prior. So it just made sense.
Right, right. Yes, yes, no, it sounds great. It sounds great. So we're reflecting on Love Camp initially, and so you came up. I mean, it wasn't just you all just sort of talking. You put together a curriculum, and without giving all of that out in terms of what it took to put that together. Just talk a little bit about your personal experience in terms of what inspired you. Let's just say that.
Sure. So I've always been, I classify myself as a self proclaimed serial dater to unhappily married to now in a magical relationship. And that's how I describe my love journey. And
Mhm.
I've always, for over a decade, I've been doing work to really have the conversations that we need to have around integrity dating and redefining how we connect with each other. And so for me, it really was a no-brainer to do some of the things that I love to do, which is coach individuals, travel to beautiful places, and be amongst
Mhm.
like-minded people and
Wow.
teach. And that those are all my backgrounds. So for me, it was just expanding the work that I've been doing and doing so
Mhm.
internationally. And it was really a pleasure and honor for Olamina and Chad to join me as the
Mhm.
first coaches, because
Wow.
um, they really, to me, are a wonderful opportunity to see that love in our community is something that Black men and women want. And to me, when I see Black men becoming the first to get certified in love coaching, it's such a profound statement about what's possible and the potential that we have in our community. So I celebrate them all the time. Olamina was one of two. My love Chad also got certified, and it's just such a profound statement.
Beautiful, beautiful. Brother Olamina.
If I could add, I can't
Hmm.
say about the love camp that Renee put together. It took us on a journey of self discovery, of how we love ourselves, how we love the people in our lives. And the experience just opened us up. It allowed us to be at our most vulnerable places of who we are and how we share. And it just was a life changing experience of how we learn about how we show up in our relationships. And I can't say enough and applaud Renee for the curriculum and the work that she's done. Um, I just encourage anybody who is looking at Black love and finding love and improving who they are in their love ships to join the Love Camp, because it's an immersion into self discovery and learning how and what love is all about.
Thank you, Olamina. That is exactly it. It truly is an exploration, and so we always say we invite people to come in and join us to really look at their love journey, because everyone's love journey is individual, but we do it together. And so, thank you so much, Olamina, for that.
Wow. Yes, beautiful. So I'm just putting up here as we continue. And you now, and since did this in 2022, you're now looking towards 2023, because, as you said, many, not able to go to Africa, so at this particular time, but we want people to experience that here. And so now we are, pushing forward to this love camp in Massenuten, Virginia.
Yeah,
So and you visited Massenuten, uh, Renee, Coach
I
Renee.
did. Yeah. So um, we went up there to check out the area, and it was beautiful. And it's in the mountains, and there's a lot of cool activities to do, including the indoor water park and fire pits and all of the
Mm-hmm.
great things that make it a perfect resort to be intimate but explorative as well. And
Mm.
so, yes, I went up there to check it out and to confirm that it was the perfect location, and it really is. So, just can't say enough. So, it definitely will be 4 days of,
4 days.
real connecting and great conversation, but
So
also a lot of self discovery.
self-discovery, that's essential. That's essential. We're excited about this, brothers and sisters, as we hear. And Coach Renee, you just did a broadcast on a, I guess, a relationship expert that I don't know that's in the media about
Yeah.
Jackson and
Mhm.
his
Yeah.
escapades, if you will, episodes. And Brother Olamina, I don't know if you know, not to get into people's, lifestyles or whatever, but in terms of black men, uh, just being faithful and loyal, did that come up in conversations? Even, you could talk about Love Camp Tanzania, and even if you talk about it in your work.
Well, Brother Key, I can't help but look at and the word that I look for um, in who we are and how we show up is the word integrity. Um,
Mm,
and for me, it's hard to say and express the fact that I say I love somebody
mm,
and turn around and do acts or potentially do acts that hurt people who I say I love. And
mm,
most of us know that infidelity and that cheating is something that can hurt the people we say we love.
mm,
And so, if we're going to be integral, if we're going to bring character, if we're going to bring truth to all that we try to do and who we say we love, I would highly recommend that we look at ourselves because actions speak louder than words. And when we do things that are detrimental and can hurt the people we say we love, I would say wholeheartedly, and infidelity and cheating is something that is not an action of love. And so
mm-hmm,
I would just kind of leave it right there, and because it kind of speaks for itself. You can't say you love someone and then do things that turn around and can deliberately hurt who they are, because it just flies in the face and it's a contradiction of love. And so,
mm,
I mean, that's just my wholehearted feeling. That's how I live.
mm-hmm. Interesting. So Renee, and I'm glad I took down integrity, and what popped in my mind is being intentional, and being having like some values, if you will. Um, I just saw something that's interesting, in Indonesia. Now, I don't want to sound ignorant, Renee, but it's Indonesia, Costa Bali.
Yes, Bali is in Indonesia.
Okay. All right. So, all right. I'm good. Okay. All right. I ain't that too far. But thank you. Thank you. Yes, I am smart. Yes. But so Indonesia, they just did a bill that said that married, like single people cannot cohabitate like in their country. Like you could go to jail for a year And even in their tourism, that you cannot go there as a couple, like, or like half couple, or like unmarried couples. You cannot go there and uh like, I guess, shack up. So they put, y'all, I wish I had an article, but I saw that. I was like, wow,
That's interesting.
I mean, and there's some other things that they're doing too, surrounding that, but they're talking about, I guess, maintaining their values and building family. So, but we know it starts with two individuals who are conscious and aware. So, you care to speak to that?
Well, I had not read that.
Yeah, check
And
it
it's
out.
interesting you're sharing that because we plan to go to Bali in December of
Right.
2023.
Yes.
So what I would want to know is, does that mean that couples are unmarried cannot come and tour the city or the country side and and have some repercussions, because
Yeah, right.
we don't want any international challenges, because there are some very stringent consequences when you go international and you don't adhere to their laws. So I
Yes,
can't
yes, yes.
necessarily speak on that. I need to look into the law itself. Um,
Hmm.
but just from a cultural perspective, I can appreciate honing in on them wanting to keep the family structure intact
Mm,
and to emphasize and preference marriage. I'm not
mm,
big on unhealthy marriages. I don't believe that
mm.
people should be married just to say they're married. And at the
Right.
same time, that's why the love camp is so powerful, because once you know what to do and you've learned things about yourself, we've even looked at traumas that impact our decision making,
Mm,
and we really do some self analysis, and then we know when we're ready to actually create healthy love. I'm championing that, and
hmm.
the hope is that we can have more marriages come out of the love connections, so that we can have healthier communities, healthier families. And so I'm in agreement with it. I just don't know enough about why that law was established.
Right, right, right. No, no, beautiful, beautiful. Yes, no, that's important. Traumas, responding, how we respond, and how we respond to traumas. And I think, unfortunately, certainly many Black men grow up in, even, contemporarily, in these urban environments, and the definition of manhood has been like how many women you can acquire. And like one Haki Medabudi said, white men collect nations and Black men collect women. It's unfortunate that many of our definitions of manhood is kind of captured, or we base it off of sexual
Conquest.
conquest.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. And it takes some time, if many don't have like structure, or like a community that is trying to create this psychological uh, culture or values within a particular young man. They just grow up and it's like disrespectful, and that's one of the things we got to really work on. The disrespect that's happening with each other. But Olamina,
What's that, brother?
oh no, I spoke about the levels of disrespect
Oh,
that we're having towards each other. And I think that, just communicating in a, like you say, a loving way to get things
yeah.
done. Uh,
Yeah. Just to add, you know, unfortunately, we lost our traditional ways of preparing men for man. Um, and the result of that is you have boys who are 45 years old living in their mother's basements. You know,
mm,
we lost our way in minutes. And so the definitions of what true manhood is all about, you know, we do it sometimes by the seat of our pants. And it's unfortunate that too many of us, um, we just don't do what we need to do when it comes to raising our children
mm,
and loving our women in the right ways. And then, in my humble opinion, brother Haki, you and I belong to a cipher of men where we believe in holding each other accountable. And I think if more of us step up and look to each other uh, to form mores and systems of character, and we look to hold one another accountable in our actions and how we treat our women, how we raise our children, our communities will be so much better. I believe one of the most revolutionary things a black man can do is
mm,
love a black woman and raise a family together. Because
mm,
when who we have by our sides can ultimately determine the success and failure of who we are as men.
mm,
Thankful to have a wonderful woman by my side, as Sister Renee can attest. When you have a love that it's fortified, that supports, that nurtures you, that supports you, it just takes you, makes you want to be a much better person. And so
mm.
I just can't speak to, as we as men had to hold one another accountable, and we at the same time need to raise our women up and wrap our arms around our children, man.
Yeah, I have to ditto that. The relationship I'm in right now has been the most supportive, loving, growth oriented, magical relationship I've ever been in. And
Mhm,
it really is because I'm with a man who is not only loving and supportive, but I also think that into the conversation, we have to talk about emotionally intelligent.
mhm,
I tell him
mm,
all the time, he's probably the most emotionally intelligent man I've met. And that goes into, having our men do the work to heal their minds, heal
mm,
their hearts, heal their spirits. Because the more you can deal with your emotions and you can be mature in your actions, the more you can love on yourself and others. It doesn't go the other way. You have to do the work and the healing so that you can see yourself enough to see your woman. And that's what I have. But
mm,
it took 40 plus years to get it. And so I'm super grateful. And it took a
mhm,
lot of trial and error and pain and frustration. But I truly want our communities to be healthier and to have more love as a norm. And I particularly want to see more of our Black women being loved on and supported. I do see it, but I don't see it enough. And
mhm,
that's why Olamina, I'm super grateful for loving her, because I think that
mhm,
message is simple and profound.
mhm,
It's really profound to give an actual handbook of activities, if you will, to really start putting practice into play. And it's not difficult, and it's doing the work. So it's very necessary. But yeah, I tell them all the time, thank you for loving me, because I'm still reveling in it and
Mm-hmm.
like receiving it. Because if you
mm,
haven't received it for so long, you're still, as a woman, you're still trying to process and receive it and love all around it. So it's
mm.
been great.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, yes, and thank you. And that was a drop mic, um, you know, point right there. And I must say, it's going to be a phenomenal time. And as you see on the bottom of this on the bottom of the link here, on our banner at the bottom, you see that March 2023 coming up is another Love Camp USA, and I want to, definitely, give Sister Renee the opportunity to share what exactly, however much detail you want to share, or however less detail you want to share, but definitely it's going to be exciting. It's going to be maybe about 20 people, possibly. We're trying to get the numbers around that, but couples and singles, of course, but definitely join us. And there is a investment to it, but you know, investing in your family and your future is priceless, if I must say. And so, and learning from a sister who has trained and studied these issues and can facilitate this discussion is essential. So, Sister Renee, and I'll let Brother Olamina add on a little bit too.
Yeah. So as we close out, I definitely um,
Oh,
want to
impersonal.
say if you are someone who is really interested in healthy love, I'm not talking about just want to be in a relationship or hang on to the person you have, but really healthy love. The love camp is the way to go. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a part of it. I'm saying that because I see the work that we did when we were in Tanzania. I see the results. I hear the conversation. And so we talk about everything from healthy communication, what that looks like. We talk about everything from trust, vulnerability, honesty. What does it look like to bless and release someone? What is love for you? How do you define it? We really get into the topics that build the foundation of healthy love. And we do that all around people, all while being with people that have similar desires. And it's a safe space, a loving space, but also an enjoyable space. So I would say join us if you really want to love in a healthy way.
Okay, do you have a
I,
date for the interest meeting? Oh,
if
So the interest meeting is this Thursday coming up,
oh, okay. Wait a minute.
December 15th at 7 p.m. Where we will not only talk about Massenuten, Virginia's retreat, we will also discuss all of the Love Camps events for 2023.
Okay, December
15th
15th,
at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. Okay, all right. Let me put that back up there. So definitely. And I will, I know you have a link for that, but, just for sake of time, we can just put that up and you can reach out to Coach Renee. But Olamina, I'll come back. I think I interrupted you. Did you want
yeah,
to?
one, as a participant of the Tanzania Love Camp, not I was a participant, but I was training to be certified as a coach. But as a participant, I just wanted to share um, one of the exercises that Renee took us through,
Mhm.
and it's I just have to say it was life changing. One of the exercises that touched me the most is when Renee had us write a love letter to
Mm,
ourselves. Uh,
mm,
and it just took me on a journey of, like I said, it was just self discovery of like, look at me and valuing who I am and what my self worth was all about. It was a life changing experience. And then once we wrote a love letter to ourselves, we then had to write that same letter to either the person that we were in love with or our future love. And I
mm.
can't help emphasize for folks that want to better understand this journey, who want to and to have healthy love relationships. The love camp is where they need to be. I can't overemphasize the importance of the space that we're in and the journey that you're going on as a participant in the love camp.
Wow,
Indeed.
beautiful. Yeah. So, anything else we need to add, Coach Renee? If contact information, if anybody want to reach you.
Absolutely. So you can find me on Facebook. We have a Facebook group called The Love Camp. You can find me on Instagram called The Love Camp Official. You can find me personally on Facebook and send me a DM. But I would say definitely come to the info session because
Hmm.
I'll be reaching out to individuals directly. Those that tell me they're interested, I will be reaching out and we will have a conversation. And the intention of the conversation is to see how I can support. I think there's a lot of ways to really receive the love that you're looking for, whether it's starting with self and then going outward. And so I'd love to talk to you and really look at how I can support and what it is that you need. So I would say
Beautiful.
definitely reach out to me.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Coach Renee and Brother Olamina. I see Brother David Miller in there, but thank you, Brother David. Uh, he's a good friend of Olamina and myself. And Sister Renee, you definitely got to meet Brother David Miller, sharp brother.
Yeah.
Dr. David Miller, let me give him his proper due. But so thank you both. We kept it at 30 minutes. Amen. So I appreciate both of you. We got it in and we are sharing it all over. So sharing, sharing, sharing. So we're going to cover all the parts that we need to do to get this information out to some substantive people that are striving to heal, that are being intentional, that are taking action, and that are emotionally intelligent, right? And
Indeed.
striving for emotional healing. So thank you both for joining me. You both have a wonderful night. Asante Sana for the
Yeah.
opportunity. Yeah, we speak Swahili. We got it going on.
Well, thank
Peace,
Thank
you
you,
you
my
so
both.
much, Haki. I want to thank you for definitely being a partner, being a voice.
Yes,
People reach out to me all the time and say they learned about the Love Coach via you. So I really want you to know I appreciate it. And I appreciate you believing in the work that we're doing because this is
indeed.
really a love project. And so thank you so much.
Mm, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Brother Olamina. Thank you again.
All
All
You
right.
right.
Have a
Have
great
a
evening.
good evening. Thank y'all both. Peace and
Bye
blessings.
bye.
peace.